Welcome again tonight, sports fans, to another Wall Hawk football game. Tonight's homecoming game is between your Wall Hawks, who are 3-1, and your Mason Cowpunchers, who are 4-1. I'm your play-by-play, Chad Curry, former Coach Curry, and I'm here with our color commentary, Coach Larry Holscher. Coach Holscher, big game tonight, homecoming. You can already see the crowd coming in. There's excitement to tonight, especially on a homecoming night. What's kind of your just opening thoughts as we kind of get into this matchup?
Well, my opening thoughts, it doesn't even have to be a homecoming night for this one to be a great game, because this is two really tradition-rich schools. And, we say that a bunch with the teams that Wall plays, because Wall has to go out and get games like that. Being a former puncher myself, I understand what those guys believe in football, and also Wall, they're going to be a very run-oriented football team tonight. If you're at home, you might want to go ahead and make your order to go, and because this is two running football teams that will throw when they need to, but they want to establish the run right now. What you'll see tonight is Wall will try to do it with a lot of 1 and 2 tight end sets, Mason will try to do it with a lot of 1 and 2 tight end sets with a lot of heavy packages. At times they'll have 3 backs in the old straight eye, which you don't see very often, so I hope they bring that out tonight. And then Wall will do it out of their flex bone. And, they're going to try the veer in the midline or what everybody knows is the option, and then try to get you loading the box so they can hit you deep on a pass. And it seems like each one of them's going to try to do the same thing to each other, which is run the ball right down their throat, make them like it, to open up the pass.
Yeah, this is just some traditional, old school, just running the football. And I like that. Got a former puncher up here, got a Wall Hawk graduate up here, and so a great little additional add to the matchup. But you mentioned that. You got a triple option team, you got a double tight end team, and there's nothing more defeating if you're a defensive coach when you just can't stop that run.
No.
And they're just pounding on you, and you keep looking at that clock going, oh my gosh, we got 3 more quarters of this. So I'm expecting that smash mouth kind of get after it atmosphere.
Absolutely. When you're on defense and they're running at it and you can't stop anything between tackles, there's not another option for you as a defensive coordinator. And that's what both of them are going to try to establish first, is between the tackles, I would think. There's an old adage in football, you run at speed and you run around size. And both of these defenses are fast defenses, so you would expect them to run right at them. Once again, trying to establish their dominance between the tackles, because if you can't stop them, there's only so many people you can put in the middle of the field. Mm-hmm. And if you can't stop it maxed out, then it's kind of demoralizing as a coach, like you said.
No, absolutely. And as you talk about those defenses, both defenses we know are going to be tough teams. And so I think it's going to be a great matchup from the beginning to the end. As always, you got a big game like this, and you got tradition football rich like this, a lot of it's going to come down to that special teams and turnovers. So we'll probably talk about that during the game. It's been a few weeks since I've been here, but since some of the games we've seen, that's been a big impact so far as the year's gone on.
Here come your Wall Hawks. Right, and tonight, both of them have kickers that are both really good kickers. I was down on the field pregame, and Mason's kicker, he's pretty solid. He can boot it from 40 yards out. If he's placing it at the 30, which means you're looking at getting the ball to the 23, he can get the ball in from there. Now it's going to take a really good snap and a really good hold, like you got to have all the time. But he's pretty consistent there. He was solid 20 yards in. So if they can get it to the 10, he is very consistent from in there.
Well, that can be a good weapon, especially, like you said, we're talking about possibly a good defensive matchup and trying to run the ball and things of that nature. So if again, the special teams, where it's the field goal kicker or on both sides of the ball, can make a big impact. And we saw that earlier when the Wall played Jim Ned, when they 3-0 victory, how important that can be. Fans, we got about 5 minutes left on the score clock right here. I do want to let everyone know, again, you're watching the Wall Hawks football on Concho Sports, presented by First Community Federal Credit Union. This has been the Pixelcast Media Game pre-show. We're going to take a quick break, let some of our advertisers get some of their things run in. By the time we come back, we should be ready for kickoff for a great night of football.
First Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa is a giant of a credit card. With great low rates, no annual fee, no balance transfer fee, and even a rewards option, First Community's Platinum Visa is the card for you. With security as a high priority, you can lock your card in case it's lost, stolen, or just to limit its use. So be smart, bank smart with First Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa.
Cotton farming in the Concho Valley, that's risky business. Specializing in crop insurance and serving local family farmers for over 15 years, Oasis Crop Insurance understands those risks firsthand. That's why year in and year out, from the first seed you plant to the last boll you harvest, Oasis Crop Insurance is your risk management partner.
Oasis Crop Insurance, service from paradise.
Patriotic,
innovative,
dependable,
family values,
faith,
trustworthy,
ethical,
community-minded,
loyalty,
honesty,
diverse,
friendly, committed, punctual,
Customer service.
These are the values on which we built Bug Express.
Mom, we are honored to carry on your legacy.
Established in 1927, Schertz Landscape Company is as well rooted in the Texas soil as the nursery stock we grow and sell. Since the beginning, our knowledgeable landscape professionals have been here to keep your yard thriving, rain or shine. At Schertz, we believe in keeping our nursery stocked with quality products that flourish in the conditions we live in. We call the Concho Valley home, and you can trust us to have the answers for your project, big or small. When quality counts, you can depend on Schertz.
back and throw a slant that's going to be picked off by number 13, Aguero, and he's going to take it all the way back down to the the Wall 12-yard line.
Well, again, we just talked about a turnover. We didn't mean to put it out there in the universe, but it just happened on the very next play. But at 3rd and 7, Hawks are looking for a pass situation to get the ball down the field. Mason steps in with an interception, setting themselves up on the 12-yard line on 1st and 10 here. 3:04 in the first quarter. Hawks need to step up here and get a stop.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like talking about a no-no in baseball. We were talking about turnover, and it surprised us. I guess we jinxed it. So the punchers will come out at 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. In a double, nope, there's that, yeah, pro tight. They're just running a toss out here to the boundary side of the field. When I talk about boundary, I talk about the short side.
Good stop there for the Hawks, and we apologize to the fans at home. We weren't on live there for a few minutes. You missed all the radio gold that Coach Holster and I had, and so if you're in the booth, you probably are going to put us up for an ESPY, but if you're at home right now, you're just excited to hear our voices again. And we appreciate everybody's patience. We're doing our best out here, and we got a fantastic crew helping us.
All right, so we got double tight again, almost like a flex tight end with 29 over to the boundary side.
Great tackle again. Those tight corners coming up. Number 20 there for the Wall Hawks, Mason Snowden.
You know,
set up a 3rd and long here for the Mason Punchers.
That play was deceptively a really cool play because, you know, they handed the ball off early, almost like to a inside zone option. But I don't know if people saw the backside tackle and tied in for a possible counter. So you had 3 plays in one right there. Because they could have ran the tight end counter, the option, or just run what they did with the IZ. And there's Wofford buying time.
Oh. Close play on it. Ball says a little bit high and wide, Ivan Wofford, but he's got pressure on him for the Wall Hawks, setting up a 4th and 10.
And this is what Wofford does really, really well. He buys himself time. That one was a little bit behind Brody Comey, but he's really good at buying time.
We mentioned earlier the kickers, how good they looked in pregame. Mason sitting up here, looks like about a 29-yard field goal. Right down the middle, again, the wind is blowing left to right. It says
20.
no good.
No good, and Wall will take over almost where they took over the last possession.
Well, great stop there by the Hawks. A little bit of help there with the kick. Like I said, he did definitely booted that, but a little bit wide right for it. Hawks are going to take the ball over here. Again, 1:40 left to go in the first quarter. Again, we want to thank everybody tonight for watching the Concho Sports Network, presented by First Community Federal Credit Union. And then I mentioned earlier, the Church Landscape is doing our kickoffs tonight. And big thanks to our sponsors. Texas Bank is doing our instant replays. Oasis Crop Insurance is doing our first downs. Then our pregame and halftime and all that's brought to you by Pixel Media Cast.
So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 20. The Hawks taking over, and they're going to start off in double tight bone. Once again with the smash, and it didn't develop quite fast enough. The end was able to get off of that out block and make the tackle.
Number 7, Travis Parker on the tackle.
It's number 2. Frankie Boley coming in on that. So now Wall's going to come out in a pro tight wishbone. Actually, it would be pro tight. It's just a open tight. Garrett Guy's going to take the handoff for, looks like 10 yards for another.
An Oasis Crop Insurance first down. Great run there by Garrett Guy. I do want to make sure I mention to y'all at home, if you're watching and you're hungry, don't forget about San Angelo to go. Fans, if you're at home enjoying the game, you just need out one more thing to make it a perfect Friday night. Get a hold of San Angelo to go. Bring in that meal. It's a great time to sit at the house, watch a ball game. It's Texas football on a Friday night. We can't ask for any better weather. But 45 seconds left in the first quarter.
And I would go ahead and make that order with San Angelo to go because that first half took less than 20 minutes, guys.
Another tough run there for the Hawks, like Nathan Pepper on that run on the inside again.
So that's going to be good for 3 yards by Pepper for a 2nd and 7. Pepper's really, really good at getting those tough yards.
Hawks are going to let this go down to in the first quarter. Why they're doing that, we're going to step away ourselves, let it go to commercial here. There's about 8 seconds left. Again, Angelo to go, our sponsors. We're sitting home tonight looking for a meal, something perfect. Please contact them. They do a fantastic job. We're fans ourselves of the house. But thank you again for joining the Wall Hawks on Concho Sports Network.
At VGI Technology, our mission is to connect and protect our communities using innovative technologies while providing an exceptional customer experience. Everyone on our team took part in creating this mission statement, and everyone on our team is committed to stand by every word. So for your home and office internet, security, cameras, and smart technology, call on your neighbors at locally owned VGI. VGI, to connect and protect.
First
presented by First Community Federal Credit Union. The Wall Hawks are up 7-0, about to start the second quarter. As we wait for Mason to come out, I do want to talk about some of our sponsors. Hey fans, do you know that Concho Sports Network is a Pixelcast media brand? That's all content you see from CSN, including these live broadcasts, is produced by San Angelo's own Pixelcast Media. No better way to get your story out there to the world in video. No one in San Angelo does it quite like Pixelcast Media. Make sure you look them up, give them a phone call. We definitely want to thank them for their sponsorship tonight and helping us out.
So Wall came out in the X over, and that's just going to be a dive keep by the quarterback right there, right off the tight ends.
We're seeing Mason in these last couple plays, a few more almost shedding the blocks, getting to the tackler, making it even a little bit harder for the Hawks. Sets up a 3rd and 7. So the Hawks is now, we flip fields, now going north to south. Again, the wind is from Mason's side towards the Wall side, towards the home side.
So right there, all they do is run the veer option right there, fake the handoff, and hit it right off that end. He scoots up the field, and he turned it up. And probably could have got a little more yards. It's a little further out here, but that's the feel. I want to say that's the first time they've ran the veer tonight out of the traditional flex.
I'm sure some of those things now is what Coach Gow was talking to Dillard there about. They come back to run that again, but
absolutely. Good snap. The ball is off, and it's going to be fair caught at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, it looks to be about a 30, 35-yard punt on that. Setting up a first down for the Mason Punchers. You know, game's starting to settle in now. 7-0 in the second quarter. Mason's now gotten 2 stops. Of course, Wall's been able to hold out Mason here. Can kind of set up again, depending on what Mason does here before halftime, kind of the rest of the tone for the game. But I think it's kind of an important part. They've missed 3 passes so far, but they've been open. You know, that can always kind of change the dynamic to it. Wall's done pretty good on being able to settle the run. Trap has been their biggest play on the inside so far in the run game, but 1st and 10 for the Mason Punchers.
So Ryan Todd on the carry right here. He's going to be dropped for no gain right there.
Yeah,
you know, the first couple series, that's when all your nerves are, and that's where the preparation from the week takes over. And then once it starts settling down, now that comes the chess match.
Yep.
You know, and that's what it'll be fun to sit here and watch these 2 coaches move their pieces on the chessboard here.
And that tackle's by junior Matt Steen, 5'10", 160 pounds. Set up a 2nd and 10 for the Punchers.
You know, what I'll be interested on the passes that they ask Wofford to make, will they stay with the little short stops, or will they move them into like outs or digs? Kind of an intermediate range, but
change it up a little bit. I think we're about to probably see one of those passing situations again. It's setting up 3rd and 10. Hawks have got great stops here in the first 2 possessions. So far, we've seen from the Hawks, Coach. What's your thoughts on the defense?
The defense for the Hawks is playing amazing right now. They're flying to the ball just like they always do. You know, Mason's trying to go off tackle, and which plays right into their hands because they're a faster defense and they're able to shuffle to it. They're going to throw into double coverage right here. and that's going to be right outside of Brady Comey. Really good coverage right there. They had him bracketed. I mean, it's to me, it's playing right into Wall's hands. They're not a huge defense. They're a fast defense.
Yep.
And they're really good at taking the right angles and reading slow and reacting fast. And they're going through blocks really well right now. So it'll be interesting to see how Mason handles that.
Great job by 23.
That's that freshman Barbie.
Yeah.
That, he's a young guy that you kind of hope that he would just lay out for that. And then we got 21, Ryan back here that I bet he wish he could have that one again. Ryan Allen.
Yep.
Back on the coverage. He kind of lets it and watches it instead of picking it up and at least getting 5 to 10 yards with it. But it's going to be Wall's ball at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, it turned to be about a 50-plus yard punt there. I won't count it all the way out, but smart decision on the young Hawk player there not to get the penalty, kind of slide out of the way, but wish we would have kind of at least held 5 or 10 yards off of that. At least they not put themselves down in a situation. But the Hawks are starting from their own 6-yard line. We're going north to south, left to right on TV. And so they've run that toss play multiple times. Of course, they got variations off of that, but Mason's starting to make that chess match and get that adjustment, make it harder than it was that first drive, and it sets up a 2nd and 7 here.
They're starting to recognize how the guy across from them is going to block them, and they're able to shed that and get where they need to go. I think that's probably a big part of it right now. Ball's going to come out in a double tight. And once again, we're going to give them, that one's a little bit different. That was a double ISO, it looked like. For no gain, that's going to bring up 3rd and 12.
Yeah, and Coach Gallup, a decision here. Do we want to try to get the ball in the air? We've only thrown once so far and had an interception. There's not too many run plays that are 3rd and 12 that you have in the book. But hopefully they at least get themselves out of this end zone, maybe get another good punt, maybe just keep the ball away from Mason with a little more distance to it.
Exactly. Now you start playing a game of statistics, right? Which one gives us the least problems of things going bad. And that's going to be a handoff for a yard.
Yeah, number 25, Garrett Guy. The punt team's coming out. There's 7:52 left in the second quarter. Hawks are up 7-0.
And that's why fielding a punt is kind of a big deal. Field position is critical, and where you're at on the field starts changing what you would normally call a little bit.
So the first snap was a little high. We're able to bring it down. This one's a little low. He's able to get it off, and a great punt.
That's going to be out to about the 50, but he's going to make some extra yards right here and get it out to about the Wall Hawk 36.
Yeah, Weir's about a 45-yard punt, which is fantastic. But again, it almost out-kicked your coverage, especially at a 3A level here. Good return, sets up Mason Punchers on a first down here from their Wall's 36-yard line. And playing the statistics, playing back and forth, physical game, and starting to figure each other out. It's a great opportunity for Mason with a short field to hopefully put some points on the board.
So here come the Punchers with 1st and 10 in Wall part of the field. They're going to have that little flex slot up to the field again, double tight. They're going to moose motion their sniffer. And they've got a power pass out in the flats, and nobody is out there. And Mason May scored. That was number 11 catching the pass. That's Matthew King all the way down to the 10-yard line of the Wall Hawks.
You see that Texas Bank instant replay. That's something I kind of wondered is how aggressive we've played on the edge, especially that double tight formation. Mason takes advantage of that, able to move the ball down the field, set themselves up. It looks like a 1st and goal right at the 10-yard line, the way the sticks look.
And as good as Wofford is buying time, that's really a pretty good play for him.
Nope.
They could even do that as a screen, to be honest, as good as he is at avoiding and extending a play. Just a little toss to the field here, and Wall runs to that. really well, and that's going to be for no gain for the punchers.
Yeah, number 22, Ryan Andrews, and a few other Hawks there on the tackle.
That was Isaiah Bishop running the ball.
Brought down by number 55, Dylan Gibney, and number 20.
Set up a 2nd and goal from the 10. No gain or loss on that play.
You know what Wall is fighting for right now is to put them in the same situation they were in on the other side of the field to possibly make a mistake on a field goal.
Now Hawks blow it up from the start there.
Yes, sir. That's going to be.
And Wall's defense is holding up, especially on the run. 3rd and 12 here. 3rd and goal for the 12.
Cody Sellers, as well as, Justin Allen on that tackle.
You know, we know, Mason has their kicker. It's a 7-0 ball game. They missed the first field goal attempt they had earlier here. You know, Coach, you think it's a shot at the end zone? You think it's set up for the field goal? What's kind of your thoughts on it?
I think you go right back to that power pass that they just ran to get down here. Of course, they're in a different formation to do that, but I still like it because there's no edge player to the field right now for the Hawks.
Delay a game for Mason. Did we get it? Oh, they got a timeout before it happened. And so we have a timeout here. I want every football fans to know that if you like watching Concho Sports Network games on your TV live in high definition, all you have to do is install the CSN Roku or Amazon Fire TV app. You can also install them now on their either device by searching Concho Sports on Roku or Fire. We invite you to check it out to get the best experience at home. And if you got a smart TV, which I'm not a very smart man, you can also get on your YouTube and look up Concho Sports. I do know that from my house to watch any replays for it. But 5:20 left here. Mason takes a timeout. They're getting close on the clock there for delay of game. A 3rd and 12. These are 2 big plays coming up. You know, even if it's just this one, but you got 2 big plays coming up because Mason wants to get some points on the board. They've started to show some resilience against the Wall Hawk offense here, especially after the first series. And so, big opportunity for them to put something on the board to come out with some confidence.
Absolutely. I mean, you got a 2-down situation here. They're going to come out in a pro set.
And we're in the Shirts Landscape red zone here.
I still like the same play I talked about, but they're going to run a slant. And that is Pepper coming over. He actually had it in his hand until Pepper came over and knocked it right out of his hands. On the replay, you'll see this. It's a really good pass, but right there you see Pepper come over and just knock it out of his hand.
That was fantastic there. 4th and 12 here, set up the field goal team again. Putting the tee down. Looks like it's going to be about a 28-yard field goal. Still in the middle again. Wind is blowing from east to west. Last time we missed it right for the Mason Punchers.
So Case and Jacoby is setting this thing up for a 28-yard field goal. That is good.
And that is good. So a 7-3 ball game, 5:14 to go in the second quarter.
Wall 7, Mason 3.
Like I said, the Hawks said it's been a good game, a classic game. We kind of talked about that, 2 running teams. Again, I want to thank some of our sponsors here tonight. Shirts Landscape for our kickoffs, for our red zones, Oasis Crop Insurance for our first downs, Texas Bank Instant Replay, you know, for the replays we have, but also First Community Federal Credit Union for helping sponsoring this tonight for you guys watching at home. We got 5:14 to go. Hawks are getting the ball. What are you thinking as Houston guy with the offense? What's your thoughts right now before we get into halftime?
You know, I don't think you veer too far from who you are. I think they're now loading the box a little bit, so you come back, hit you a little short route, intermediate route, something like that, just to say, hey, we can throw it too, and then go back to what you were doing. And what I mean by that, go back to midline with Pepper and the veer, you know, because you get in the bone, or go cross buck ISO out of the bone, because so far they've done so much smash out of the bone, it's almost predictable.
Yep. You know, the Hawks get the ball too at the start of the second half. You know, making sure we don't eliminate any mistakes.
Don't go away from who you are. Get back to a boot. Out of your flex. And this guy, anytime he's got the ball in his hand, Katie bar the door because you don't know what he's going to do. He's a shifty guy. That's McCabe for Wall, bringing it out to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. He's looking for that vision. He's looking for that cut to make a big play on that. And that's always special. That's fun to watch, too, as a fan.
Yes, very much so. It's scary to watch as a coach. But as a fan, he's a real shifty back.
5:05 left in the first quarter. Hawks are up 7-3. In the board, it says 2 timeouts apiece, which should be right. 25, Garrett Guy on the run, picking up about 3 yards on the play.
That's going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Hawks.
4-yard gain on the play.
As I said, Hawks are letting the clock kind of wind down as they get set. 25 on the play clock. I don't know if it's time yet to get conservative. They want to keep moving the ball. If they can score, that's what they want most importantly. It's a great confidence booster going up with 2 scores into halftime.
It'd be pretty cool to see a boot right here. They're just going to run a dive, and the ball's out. And the punchers have recovered it.
Yeah, that's tough there for the Hawks. Again, the turnovers we mentioned earlier, the Hawks have 2 of them now. Mason's going to set up here for a first down in Hawk territory, looking like about the 41-yard line. So 4:27, what they did not want to happen happened. But that's life sometimes too. You got to step back up and get out and ready to play. I wouldn't be surprised if Wall saw some more of that tight, play action, getting a fullback out. Same thing that caught him earlier.
Absolutely, especially the way that they were lining up. That outside backer is sitting inside the box, so all you got to do is act like you're blocking the end and slide right beside him, and there's nobody out in the flats. Even if you're in cover 2, that's still a corner having to stick and come up, and that's tough to do on a Friday night high school level.
Well, big defensive series here for the Hawks. You're up 7-3. You want to eliminate any points that you can. Mason comes back in a tight formation.
Looks like Wall's going to go cover 3 right here. And it's going to be picked. He was just sitting back in cover 3 waiting. And that's Ryan Allen with the pick of Wofford.
Fantastic read and coverage and fantastic call. You saw right before the Texas instant replay, the safeties almost shift back. Ryan Allen did, maybe anticipation for a pass or a play. I'm assuming that was a call from the sideline to it. But again, they try to sneak it back out of the backfield. Mr. Allen there makes a play. Hawks now pretty much gotten the ball back, no harm, no foul, with 4:21 left in the first quarter.
Slaughter does a really good job of anticipating and putting that young man in a really good situation, and there's no luck. It's when preparation meets the situation, and he took advantage of it. This is McCabe on just a little end around.
They ran that counter, that misdirection, even though you mentioned earlier that Mason ran. It just happened to be a Mason player didn't get fooled from the backside, able to catch McCabe. If somehow you slip past that, they had 2 lead blockers on the edge.
Absolutely.
So Coach Guy trying to hit a big play on that. Set up 2nd and 10 for the Hawks. 3:55 left in the first half.
So we're going to go double tight flex here. Here's the boot, and we got somebody deep, but he's under a lot of pressure, and he does a smart thing and throws it away.
Yeah, right off the edge, 2 guys. Not much there for Dillard to do at quarterback, but you saw what Wall was trying to do to sneak out. Kind of what you talked about earlier, getting somebody out in the flats.
Yep.
But sets up a 3rd and 9 for the Hawks.
That's what they didn't have on that play, was that little flat route. They had a flood and a flag.
And you and I know this from being coaches, but I always show my parents at home, one of the hardest positions you can play is that quarterback position. As much as everybody might want something or this and that, when you got people in your face and you're trying to make a decision, it is a hard thing to do. My son is learning that now for his 8U football team, playing quarterback. Hawks there just getting a run there, something about a 4th and 4.
It's going to be 4 yards by Dillard. No, you're exactly right, because all you see is bodies moving in front of you. And you can see people downfield, but you might not be able to take that step into that pass that you need to get it there. And if you can't do that, then you're better getting rid of it and living the next down.
So 4th and 4 here for the Hawks. 3:06 left. They might let this run down. I'm going to punt here, try to get a stop for halftime. Let up a little bit. We'll see if we get the roll.
It's going to get a pretty good wall roll down to the 20, and that's a really smart decision. Is that the freshman again? Yes.
Yeah, number 23, Hayden
It's a
Barbie.
really smart decision by Barbie. He sees it comes back at him, he picks it up.
That's, again, he mentioned that. We mentioned his name 2 or 3 times, mostly on special teams, but just making good football plays, not letting that ball roll back. I used to joke around with kids, and I would tell a story of my first years when I was head coach at Miles. We ran a screen, and my lineman blocked. And I asked him on film, so I said, son, you know what a screen is? He goes, Coach, I have no idea. I said, bud, get on your PlayStation, watch some football this weekend. You got to know some of these things. And
y'all had a 5-minute screen session the next day?
Pretty much getting back into it. Things I took for credit. But, high school kids, you never know sometimes. So, again, a freshman out there making some plays, that's fantastic. 2:40 left. Short run there by the Wall Hawks. The Texas Instant Replay. Set up a 2nd and 9. Mason for their side, they're 7-3, turnovers back and forth here and there. If they go into halftime down 7-3, I think they'll take that.
Oh, absolutely.
On the road, hostile environment, bigger size school on their homecoming, and so if they can look into, if they play into something for touchdown, that's fantastic. But I think they'll take the 7-3.
Little pitch out, and Wall had none of it, and I believe that's Valles that came up to make that tackle, and he's going to be on the ground for a little bit.
Great stop there. 3rd and 9. I kind of thought the Hawks might take a timeout on that just to kind of preserve the clock, but we're going to let this one roll. We'll give them 2 timeouts so they get the ball back. 1:52 on the clock. Right now, secondary, Coach Slaughter's talking nothing over the top, no first downs, no big plays.
So Valles has to come out because his helmet popped off right there. That was a really good job by a safety coming down and filling an alley.
And they've done that all evening so far, being physical, being downhill. Like you said, not the biggest team, but very physical and very fast.
Yes.
I'd almost, a little tight here in 3rd and 11.
They're going to try to turn the play back in, and they do.
Hawks get the timeout with 1:16 on the play clock for it. We'll leave them one more timeout on the offensive side. Nathan Pepper on the tackles, what the announcer said, with a group full of Wall Hawks.
Right, Pepper came in from the backside. He was on a little pressure off the edge. So that's going to be a timeout.
We get into those timeouts. Like I said, we want to make sure we thank all of our sponsors, the Texas Bank Instant Replay, the Church Landscape Kickoff, Oasis Crop Insurance First Down, and again, your First Community Federal Credit Union. And don't forget, fans, join us here at halftime. Before the Wall Band gets on, Coach Holsch and I will talk about just the game, our thoughts, what we've seen. We'll also talk about other teams playing tonight. It's a great evening in Texas on a Friday night. You couldn't ask for any better weather out here for the last day of September. And so make sure you stick around for that. And then we'll take a break and let the Wall Band just play. So if you're watching at home, wanting to watch your kids or family or things like that, it's a fantastic time. But we got 1:16 left. It's 4th and 11. Mason's bringing their punt team on. Again, number 12, Ryan Todd, is their punter. And number 27, Luke Kemp, is the returner on the Hawks' 45-yard line.
Ryan Todd, this type of punt earlier, he was good for anywhere from 35 to 45.
It's got a seam. Learn from last time. Catch the ball no matter what you can. Picked up 10 yards. Hawks have 1:06 left. We know Pierce Jamison is an excellent field goal kicker for them. They have 1 timeout.
So 1 timeout with 1:06 left in this half, starting from your 45. I think you can be patient right here, at least for a couple plays. And you don't have to get away from who you are, but here we are in doubles.
Oh, we got a high snap.
Snaps high. And they're going to give it right back to Mason right here.
Early mistakes in the first half. That's 3 turnovers now by the Hawks. That'll be something that will be preached at halftime. That is a gift to Mason with 1 minute to go. Mason has 2 timeouts. Again, they were going to be happy going into halftime 7-3, but now they have an opportunity on the Wall's 44-yard line to see if they can put some extra points on the board.
I understand Wall wanting to spread it out and try to get down the field. You got 1:06, 1 timeout, throw some shots to the sideline, get out of bounds and move it. But that's sure not what you wanted to see.
Yeah, you didn't want that part. Looking for that screen. A great defense there by the defensive end. I believe all these jerseys are hard to see sometimes.
By number 55.
That's Dylan Gidney with his hands on it.
Yeah, 55 Gidney. Thank you for the announcer. His jersey number is not on the Wallhawks roster there. And I knew we had a 55 last time we were here. I'm sure the parents will let them know that. Or let Coach Guy know that here by next week. And so, but second down, great play because the screen was set up.
Yes.
You know, there's a chance there for some success for it. It's that D-line getting their hands up. They can't get to the quarterback. Fantastic play.
So Wall's going to go back to the gun as well.
Coming back to the
screen this time. And that is an excellent job by number 4. I want to say Matthew Steen coming up from his outside backer position to make that play.
Yeah, the Texas Bay instant replay, you've seen that, and that's something we've talked about since the very beginning.
No, that was Briggs Jones from the corner coming up.
Excellent tackling, fast, quick, decisive. And they've really shown that defensively today. And said really the one play from Mason has been that back out of the backfield for about a 40-yard catch. You know, we don't have all the stats with us, but besides that, the Hawk defense has played pretty tough. It's more of just the turnovers and field position that's really kind of hurt the Hawks tonight and given Mason that chance for it. But 3rd and 5 now, 45 seconds left in the first half. Again, Hawks are up 7-3 if you're watching from home. Mason here in spread.
So Wofford's going to buy him some time. You got to keep outside contain on him because he will totally make stuff happen.
Yeah, another great physical hit by Ryan Andrews. Kept him in bounds as well. 30 seconds left. I believe there's one timeout left. Mason's calling it from the line. Again, Mason should have one timeout left here, trying to get themselves in some type of range.
So Mason coming out of the gun one more time here. A little bit of high snap. That's going to be caught.
3 seconds. Clock is stopped. And it takes me instant replay.
That is going to be caught on Barbie, the freshman.
You know, and he wasn't in bad position, but he was behind the receiver on that. Quarterback put a ball in a great spot towards the sideline, away from the defender, and that's what a good catch and throw is.
You know, and he made a swipe at the ball, and the receiver made a really good job of getting his hands on it and clamping down.
And I used to tell secondary guys, I said, guys, listen, if a quarterback was 0 for 20, he wouldn't be a quarterback. Okay, so they're going to make those plays. Unfortunately, they've made that play with 3 seconds to go. Mason gets the timeout, looking for that extra 3 points here most likely, you know, to go to 7-6. And again, for them, that's something they will take at halftime, 7-6 ball game on the road, if that's able to go for it. I'm curious, though, with the Hawks here, they haven't tried to block the field goal yet or extra point. I wouldn't mind if we see a little bit more pressure on this one, just as we're right here before halftime.
I could see them calling another timeout. I mean, 3 seconds, you don't get to put it in the bank, so about the time he goes to kick it, I could see him calling it.
And there it is.
They're not even going to get that far.
Timeout called by the Hawks.
You know that icing, I get it, and it makes sense. I think it's you never know. But I don't know, for myself, if I was kicking out there in front of a Friday night crowd like this, it'd probably make me a little more nervous having to think about it. So that's the intention of it there. If you're watching home, wondering why Hawk Wall or Coach Guy would have called a timeout. But again, 3 seconds left. After we finish this, we'll get into the Pixelcast media. We'll take a short break and then come back, kind of talk about the game, talk about other games in the area. Then we'll let the Wallhawk band just play. I got 2 of my little boys running around here, so I'm sure they're going to come ask me for money because they want something from the concession stand.
It happens.
It happens for it. So
they ask for more as they get older.
I can see that. I know tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. We got a flag football game, and so there's no sleeping in tomorrow for us. We're up with the coaches in the morning and the players.
Love those moments, man. They go by quick.
Absolutely.
So here's Mason again with another 28-yard field goal attempt. It's up.
Gosh, I don't know.
And
it's good. There you go. 7-6. Like I said, the Hawks are leading the first half. We'll come back and talk about why that is and what we've seen, but we will take a break here for a few minutes, then come back and update you on this game and also the games around the area.
First Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa is a giant of a credit card. With great low rates, no annual fee, no balance transfer fee, and even a rewards option, First Community's Platinum Visa is the card for you. With security as a high priority, you can lock your card in case it's lost, stolen, or just to limit its use. So be smart, bank smart with First Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa.
Cotton farming in the Concho Valley, that's risky business. Specializing in crop insurance and serving local family farmers for over 15 years, Oasis Crop Insurance understands those risks firsthand. That's why year in and year out, from the first seed you plant to the last boll you harvest, Oasis Crop Insurance is your risk management partner.
Oasis Crop Insurance, service from paradise.
Patriotic.
Innovative.
Dependable.
Family values.
Faith.
Trustworthy.
Ethical.
Community-minded.
Loyalty.
Honesty.
Diverse.
Friendly. Committed. Punctual.
Customer service.
These are the values on which we built Bug Express.
Mom, we are honored to carry on your legacy.
Established in 1927, Schertz Landscape Company is as well rooted in the Texas soil as the nursery stock we grow and sell. Since the beginning, our knowledgeable landscape professionals have been here to keep your yard thriving, rain or shine. At Schertz, we believe in keeping our nursery stocked with quality products that flourish in the conditions we live in. We call the Concho Valley home, and you can trust us to have the answers for your project, big or small. When quality counts, you can depend on Schertz.
At VGI Technology, our mission is to connect and protect our communities using innovative technologies while providing an exceptional customer experience. Everyone on our team took part in creating this mission statement, and everyone on our team is committed to stand by every word. So for your home and office internet, security, cameras, and smart technology, call on your neighbors at locally owned VGI. VGI, to connect and protect.
First Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa is a giant of a credit card. With great low rates, no annual fee, no balance transfer fee, and even a rewards option, First Community's Platinum Visa is the card for you. With security as a high priority, you can lock your card in case it's lost, stolen, or just to limit its use. So be smart, bank smart with First Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa.
Cotton farming in the Concho Valley, that's risky business. Specializing in crop insurance and serving local family farmers for over 15 years, Oasis Crop Insurance understands those risks firsthand. That's why year in and year out, from the first seed you plant to the last boll you harvest, Oasis Crop Insurance is your risk management partner.
Oasis Crop Insurance, service from paradise.
Patriotic.
Innovative.
Dependable.
Family values.
Faith.
Trustworthy.
Ethical.
Community-minded.
Loyalty.
Honesty.
Diverse.
Friendly. Committed. Punctual.
Customer service.
These are the values on which we built Bug Express.
Mom, we are honored to carry on your legacy.
I want to welcome everyone back tonight to the Wall Hawks football game night versus the Mason Punchers. Again, you're watching on Concho Sports Network. That's presented by First Community Federal Credit Union. The Hawks tonight are matching up again, the 4-1 Mason Punchers. It's a 7-6 ball game. This is the Pixelcast Media halftime show. We're going to give an update and a rundown of what happened the first half, and then we'll talk about some other area scores around us. But Coach, right now, we'll kind of talk about both sides of the team to it. again, Wall is up 7-6. We've had some turnovers from the Hawks. Mason's had one themselves, 3 actually from Wall itself. Wall did score on a Nathan Pepper touchdown in the first quarter with the extra point by Pierce Jamison. And then Mason has been able to come back and hit 2 field goals here, especially right before half. But, Coach, what are kind of your thoughts? And we can talk about Mason's side first. We can come back and talk to Wall. How do you think Mason's feeling tonight and about the first half they had?
Well, you know, I think Mason has got to feel pretty good about where they're at, especially going into the halftime 7-6 now. Yeah, they've got to clean some stuff up on offense and decide where they want to attack the Wall Hawk defense, because right now they're trying to run outside and it's not working very well for them. Maybe they go to powers and leads to try to go right at that line and linebackers. Defensively, minus that first series that Wall goes down and scores, their defense really stepped up after that. They've created 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, and also a interception to set them up for their first field goal. Or no, they missed that one, but it set them up. So I think Mason's got to feel pretty good about the fact that they're in this game with the misconnections that they've had.
Yep.
You know, they had a lot of passes that probably could have went for 7 to 10 yards. Balls thrown over their heads. Wall on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic about their defense.
Yep.
Their defense has played lights out. They gave up 1 pass right before the half that put Mason in field goal range from the 11. Offensively, they just got to keep playing that chess game and stick with who they are and what they do, because they're pretty good at it.
Yep. Yeah, like you said, you mentioned earlier on the Mason side to it, 7-6 ball game. You know, like you said, their defense has been able to adjust to Wall. Earlier on, Wall's almost playing off tackle, setting the edge. Mason's been able to make those plays. So I'll be curious to see the chess match and what Wall makes the change on their side. You know, the Hawk side, like I said, great first drive. They've kind of stumbled here a little bit. You know, I'm curious what they might come back with adjustments. You know, we saw a lot of bone earlier, and also we started seeing more of that spread out, you know, flex bone and running a little bit of the veer and options like that. And so that's one of the great things about a good team and a Friday night and 2 very well-coached teams is just those chess match. But as we said before the game, turnovers and special teams are going to be a big difference. Well, Hawks have 3 turnovers to Mason's 1. Right now, Mason's got 2 field goals. That's kept them in the game for it. And so it's made it a great battle. But, you know, the same things that we know, those coaches know it too. They're going to talk to them about fixing those turnovers. They don't want to see any more of those on the Wall side. Like I said, making sure they can eliminate any of those big plays. I think for the most part, we mentioned right before we went to halftime, the 2 plays that Mason has had, the 2 explosive plays have been in the air. One right before half there, and again, one also just coming out of the backfield to set them up for it.
Right, and you know, in Wofford, he's had some shots and been a little off or a little behind, a little above, but they're open.
Yep.
And that's something that you know Craig Slaughter's talking about in there with the secondary is, yeah, we haven't allowed them, but they were open.
Yep.
And if he connects, it's a different story, because one of them was in the end zone. It was thrown slightly behind the receiver. You know,
like I said, the Hawks will get the ball here starting the second half. We're going to take some looks around just the other Concho Valley and the areas that we follow, and I'm sure our list will kind of be a little different. Then we'll step away during the Pixelcast media show, let the Hawk band play, then we'll come back at the end right before the game starts here for the second half. But right now, the Rock Spring Angoras are up 30-7 over Center Point. Erie County Hornets are up 34-0. Anson is down to Colorado City 6-0 in the first quarter. Cisco is up 41-0 over the Winters Blizzards in the second quarter. Robert Lee is up 8-0 over Bront. Sterling City is down 6-0 versus McCamey. The Menard Yellow Jackets are up 40-6 over Nueces Canyon in the first quarter. Water Valley is losing to El Dorado 6-14. And of course, you know, tonight we have our 7-6 ball game. I got Central here on my deal. They're down Lakeview. They're down 14-6 for the Midland Greenwood. Coach, what do you have on yours?
The game that kind of surprises me right now is Brock is 7-0 over Peaster Greyhounds. That's one that I know the Wall people would always kind of, they would at least understand that, since we just got through playing Peaster and we've played Brock a lot. All the rest of them, there ain't a whole lot of games out there right now. One that I keep up with is Shiner.
Yep.
One because we played them the last couple of years, and because they're usually in the thick of it. They are beating Bloomington 27-0 right now. I know most people wouldn't be looking at that game, but I follow Shiner for the simple fact that I think they're a pretty good football team.
Absolutely.
Another one in the 6A ranks for you Central Bobcat followers, Amarillo Tascosa is beating Abilene High 14-7 in the second quarter. And what you've said and what I've said are all that I see on my app tonight, because there's just not a whole lot of games going on around tonight.
No, usually it's that bye week before district starts for a lot of people. Central's not playing tonight, but what a win they had last week.
Oh, absolutely. I was in that stadium.
Wow.
You know, Wall was in a bye last week, so I got to go watch that homecoming game for Central. And Tyler Hill, if anybody wonders why you put so much emphasis on the squat, on lifting, period.
Yes.
Go back and watch Tyler Hill. He is wrapped up by a linebacker, and because that dude spends time in the squat rack, he was able to resist going down, scrambles out, makes a pass with no time left on the clock to win.
Those players and those coaches and the fans will never forget that, and so what a fantastic play. Well, again, I'm Chad Curry. I'm here with Larry Holscher. We're going to step away here, let the Wall Hawk Band play. We'll come back on air right before the second half and kind of give some more of our thoughts as the Wall and Mason Punchers keep it going tonight. Again, Wall is up 7-6 here at halftime. We still see about 18 minutes left in the first half for it, and so with that, we'll step away and let you guys listen to the band. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wall High School proudly presents the award-winning Mighty Wall Hawk Band. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Kristen Moon and Ethan Stewart. And now, with Wall Hawk Pride, the Mean Green Marching Machine. Thank you for your attention. Directors of the band are Dustin Moses and Joshua Carroll. Color guard sponsor is Amy Moses. The marcher of the week is Joan Ney. And now for our 2022 homecoming presentation. Introducing our homecoming court, starting with Abigail Mackenzie Baird. Abby is the daughter of Amy and Mike Baird. Abby is a member of MASH, Student Council, FCCLA, NHS, H2O, and PALS. She is also a member of the varsity cross country and track teams. Outside of school, Abby attends St. Ambrose Catholic Church and is active in their youth group. After graduation, she plans to attend Texas Tech University and major in accounting. She is escorted tonight by her father, Mike. Kaylee Nicole Bartz. Kaylee is the daughter of Nicole and Jeremy Bartz and sister to Landry. Kaylee is escorted tonight by her father, Jeremy. Kaylee is a member of MASH, FCCLA, FCA, PALS, and Student Council, and is on the H2O Executive Council. She is a varsity cheerleader and a member of the varsity track team. Outside of school, Kaylee is active in the Paul Ann Church Youth Group. She is also a member of the UCA All-American Cheerleaders. Next year, Kaylee plans on attending Texas Tech University and majoring in retail management and fashion design. Standing with Kaylee tonight is her teapot, Terry Long. Brooke Ashlyn Laird. Brooke is the daughter of Tanya and Derek Laird. Brooke is a member of FCCLA, MASH, and NHS. She is also the president of both the Student Council and the Art Club. Outside of school, she is involved in Life Team and is a youth volleyball coach. Upon graduation, she has committed to play volleyball at Western Texas College and plans to later transfer to West Texas A&M to study mechanical engineering. Brooke is escorted tonight by her father, Derek. Landry Grace Bartz. Landry is the daughter of Nicole and Jeremy Bartz and sister to Kaylee. Landry is a member of Student Council, FCCLA, H2O, MASH, and PALS. She is on the NHS Executive Council and is also a member of the 2022 State Champion Girls Golf Team. Outside of school, she attends Paul Ann Church, where she is active in their youth group. Upon graduation, Landry plans on attending Angelo State University and majoring in business marketing and management. She is escorted tonight by her father, Jeremy. Rinley Addison Weisoon. Rinley is the daughter of Stephanie and Brady Weisoon. Rinley is on the H2O Executive Council and is a member of MASH, FCCLA, FFA, FCA, and Student Council. She is also the secretary of NHS. involved in PALS and is on the varsity basketball team. Renly is also involved in the St. Ambrose youth group. When she graduates, she plans on attending Texas A&M University and majoring in biology. Renly is escorted tonight by her father, Brady. Cameron Taylor Williams. Cameron is the daughter of Christy and Ty Williams. Cameron is a member of the Art Club, NHS, MASH, and H2O. She also competes in UYL academics. She is a member of the varsity volleyball, basketball, and track teams. Outside of school, Cameron attends Paul Ann Church and also officiates basketball games for the youth of San Angelo. She has committed to play volleyball at Angelo State University next year, where she plans on majoring in either forensic science or sports psychology. Cameron is escorted tonight by her father, Ty. Crowning our queen tonight is the 2021 Homecoming Queen, Kerrigan Clare. Kerrigan is the daughter of Crystal Clare and the late Lee Clare. She is attending Angelo State University majoring in business management. We appreciate her being here tonight. Assisting Kerrigan are Lissy Urich and Peyton Warren. Lissy is in kindergarten and is the daughter of Leslie and Luke Urich. Peyton is the son of Stacy and Tyler Warren and is in first grade at Wall Elementary. And the moment we have all been waiting for, the 2022 Homecoming Queen is Brooke Lair.
Come on, Shelly. Help us out. As they clear off the last one, we'll kind of start getting going. We got, we'll come down and start warming up. Yeah, let's do that fast.
Established in 1927, Schertz Landscape Companies is well rooted in the Texas soil as the nursery stock we grow and sell. Since the beginning, our knowledgeable landscape professionals have been here to keep your yard thriving, rain or shine. At Schertz, we believe in keeping our nursery stocked with quality products that flourish in the conditions we live in. We call the Concho Valley home, and you can trust us to have the answers for your project, big or small. When quality counts, you can depend on Schertz.
At VGI Technology, our mission is to connect and protect our communities using innovative technologies while providing an exceptional customer experience. Everyone on our team took part in creating this mission statement, and everyone on our team is committed to stand by every word. So for your home and office internet, security, cameras, and smart technology, call on your neighbors at locally owned VGI. VGI, to connect and protect.
First Community Federal Credit Union's plan.
We want to welcome everyone back tonight to your Wall Hawks football game. It's brought to you by Concho Sports Network and First Community Federal Credit Union. We have 2:15 left here before we start the second half. if you're able to watch at home, we just had homecoming, and what a wonderful night. Of course, you can't see, but maybe you can on the side of the camera. The crowd is tremendous. We're lined up on both sides. It's going around the corner back to the concession stand. So just a huge night here for the Wall Hawks. But again, the Hawks are up 7-6. A great ball game for a great Friday night. We talked about the first half. Turnovers for the Hawks have kind of kept it probably closer than it should be at that time, but also great adjustments by the Mason punchers and some good special teams play as well. Coach Holster, as we start this second half, what are kind of your thoughts to kind of get us to get the kickoff going?
Let's start with Mason. I think Mason's got to start running it right at Wall right now. They're running outside. They're not. Go back to some ISOs, go back to some leads, but run the ball right at them. Like I said, as long as I've been around this game, the old adage is true. You run at speed, run around size. That's what Mason's got to do. Wall, don't get away from who you are, period. Don't try to make it fancy. If you're a midline veer team, do what you're good at. Make them load up the box, and now you're able to hit the counter coming back or just a speed toss. You know, we've seen them run that this year. Just student body right, student body left, but keep attacking them between the tackles, force them to load the box, and that's going to open up your outside for you.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned something there, you know, maybe getting some of those edges to it. You know, Nathan Pepper, we know, is a tough runner who's got great speed. Katie McCabe as well. You know, we've got some other backs that have been more the kind of the pounders and things of that nature for it, but doing their option, do what they do, and that'll be the best thing probably watching this second half is to see what adjustments and what changes both teams made. Again, the Hawks deferred the first half, so they kicked off. So Mason's going to be kicking the second half. Again, Mason on your screen is going right to left in the white. Wall Hawks are going to be in the green jerseys going left to right if you're watching from home. Wind is still there. Again, it's more an east to west wind, which is a little bit different. But the Hawks take the field, looking for a great start here. One of the things I always kind of talk about with the kids, whatever we do, let's start fast. You know, doing things the right way, making good plays, and making things, you know, happen for you. So I'm sure the Hawks are looking for that, as same as Mason defensively is. Get lined up, make your tackles, and try to get us the ball back as fast as you can.
You know, absolutely. You know, Glenn, when I worked with Glenn Jones at Brady, Glenn Jones had a perfect saying, you know, you've got to win the third. Whoever wins the third usually wins the football game, and that doesn't matter if they're down going into half. Whoever wins the third usually wins that football game.
Kaden McKay with a return again, and he's got some speed.
He's going to stick it upside, and he's going to be brought down around the 44-yard line. That's a really good job of sticking it up and then trying to find something.
Yeah, that was a great return. I'm looking at the S6 Mason replay. I kind of thought he might have had an edge if he would have stayed and just used his wheels to get outside.
Stick it in, then go back outside. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, you had some Mason guys there, so he made a good decision there.
He's seeing number 4 right where he was trying to go, but
well, the Hawks will take it. 44-yard line.
If you get slung for another 7 yards, that's always a good thing. Right?
Oh, yeah. So we mentioned earlier, right Coach, there's the veer, the true triple option. You see the Dillard read it all the way, went to the pitch. Hawks picked up 9 yards there, set up a 2nd and 1.
Right. What Wall's going to have to do, and you kind of saw it right there, is they're going to have to get better about maintaining that block on that corner just a little bit longer.
Great
that's
read
a slower progressing play tonight.
Great read and cut off of there for Dane Reynolds, number 2. They pick up the first down, little quarterback lead or quarterback follow, however.
Let's look at this. You notice there is no force player over here. It's a down and kick both of those guys out and hit right off of it. There's no force player. When I talk about a force player, somebody right on the edge of that offense.
First
right now, if you're looking at the screen, number 3 is their force player playing 5 yards off the ball. So when I'm talking about hitting tackle, that's what I'm talking about. Going right inside that tackle and bouncing it out because there's no edge.
Nathan Pepper there for a tough run, set up a 2nd and 4 there for the Hawks. Again, that's those coaches, we're seeing it. I'm sure they're seeing some of those things that you can take advantage of just by alignment. A lot of times that's what the defense coaches are doing. They're trying to eliminate certain offensive plays by the alignment they give. They might be letting some other plays develop by the alignment they give. But
right now, I would love to see student body to the field because there was no force player. And Pepper drops the ball again. We'll see if Wall was able to jump on it.
Yeah, I think that was number 2, Dane Reynolds.
Look at this replay to the field right now. Your force player is a yard outside your tight end, 6 yards off. There's nobody out there.
Yep. First down for the Hawks. Again, turnover, the ball came out, something I'm sure they talked about at halftime. Lucky enough to recover that. But first and 10 for the Hawks on the 39-yard line. So far, besides the fumble, good opening drive.
So, but going straight at him right here, you're starting to see, and he drops the ball again. Mason's doing a really good job of putting a hand or a helmet on that ball tonight.
They are, and if I'm the Hawks, I might ask to put another ball out there. Let's switch that one up, then go burn that one behind the tree.
But what you see right now is Mason's got everybody on their defense 6 yards from the ball.
Yep.
With no edge.
Kind of like they're anticipating Wall to maybe come out and throw a little bit, just as backed off as they are. The Wall's coming right out, running their veer option and just marching it down the field.
Houston's guy's going to pick up a yard.
Yeah, making a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. We know this will be a 2-down series right here.
Ball is carried by number 25, Derek Guy. He'll be tackled by number 12.
You say, no, we've seen Mason, and I'm trying to see which one. I believe it's number 50 for the punchers there. Tino Monteleano, 5'11", 210. He's been a force in there. Even though Wall's had some plays, he is kind of blowing up the key play inside the center guard combo. And they're able to cause a little bit of disruption. Fortunately, the Wall is just slipping past him a little bit.
So he's going to go right off of his fullback into the next hole, and he looks like he's going to be short by about a half a yard from a first down. So that's going to bring up 4th and about 1.5 feet.
Again, the defensive.
That's just a dive keep, and he keeps it right off his fullback's outside leg.
Yeah, number 51 there for Mason Kaysen Jacoby, who also duels as the kicker there, is able to really force that pile. Sets up a 4th and 1, Wall in their wishbone. Hand it to Pepper, let him pound it in is what it looks like.
Yes, sir, and he's going to be good for 2 yards, so they're going to get up quick, snap the ball, and that's just a smash.
And he's got enough for another Wall.
You love seeing on the instant replay some linemen there just keep continuing their blocks downfield. And so guys getting after it. I don't think it makes Coach any happier just sitting those 5 guys up front, just getting on people and start moving them. And right now, again, Hawks are moving down. 8:02 left in the 3rd quarter, but a great opening drive for the Hawks.
You know, look at those big old bubbles. They got their linebackers 2 yards off, but that's a big old bubble. And when I talk about that bubble, right to the right and left of the center, they got a nose with the nose guard, and then they don't have another one out there but maybe a 4-eye.
Yeah.
And a 4-eye is an inside shade of your tackle, so there's nobody over the guards right now.
Yep.
So when I talk about a bubble, that's what I'm talking about.
Paper there able to slam it in for about 3 yards on the game.
So, you know, that dive follow is usually a pretty good play when you got a bubble that big for at least 2 to 3 yards.
Number 30 there for the Wall Hawks.
That's going to be Jaden Sellers
Jaden
there, banging his way for a couple yards.
3rd and 7 here. Again, it's been a on-the-ground, run the ball. We'll see if the Hawks continue that. We do have Pierce Jamieson as a good field goal kicker if they need that. But set up a 3rd and 7 for the Hawks.
Yeah, that's definitely within his wheelhouse for sure.
Hawks spread it out now.
And there's the same midline.
Push,
and he's just going to keep driving these guys all the way down to about the 6-yard line, 5-yard line.
Now, was that Pepper or Guy there on the carry?
That's Pepper right there on the carry. They hold on, and he just keeps his legs churning. And look at these. He's just squatting his way to the 5-yard line.
Great tough run. That's the 3rd and 7 that he got pretty much all on his own, but with the help of the linemen starting to push him down the field as well. But 1st and goal for the Hawks.
They're going to give it right back to him. He's going to fumble the ball, but it looks like Wall got it back. Maybe Logan Thomas jumped on it.
3 times on this one drive coming out the second half.
That ball was headed up by his chest, so a little high for him. That was coming out about the minute he was trying to take it.
We might be buying a whole new set of footballs after this quarter right here. My goodness. 3 on the ground, lucky to recover them all. Unfortunate for Mason, they haven't got at least one of these to stop them here on the drive.
No, they've been around every one of them, and somehow Wall's coming out with the ball. So now they're just going to use him as a lead blocker and follow on that little dive keep right there.
Set up a 3rd and 3, run by Dillard there. See the Texas Bank instant replay. Hawks keep getting these Oasis first downs all the way down to the end zone, but we're in a 3rd and goal situation. .522, so Hawks have taken nearly 7 minutes off the clock on this drive. Again, couldn't ask for anything better, but the best thing to do is be able to punch this in for a touchdown.
Absolutely. We'll see what Mason steps out in here. I can see them rolling their backers up out of this odd front. They got it to the boundary, but they go to the field, and he's going to be in for a touchdown.
Great, tough run, but also great blocks on the edge from everyone. Got the tough 3 that they needed.
Absolutely.
So Pepper on a 3-yard carry for a touchdown. There's 4:56 left in the 3rd quarter. Hawks are up 13-6 with Pierce Jamison lining up for the extra point. Great drive by the Hawks. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better opening except for the ball on the ground 3 times.
Absolutely, you know, and at times it's Mason putting a hand on it or a helmet on it, and Pierce Jamison's field goal is up and good. And other times it was just misplacement of the ball on the handoff. The last one, that's all it was. Hit him up in the shoulder pad.
After we wait here for the kickoff, I do want to announce some of our sponsors. College Hills Bodega. Hey fans, a brand new post-game celebration snack spot. Head to College Hills Bodega after the game for all of your post-game snacks. They've got Dippin' Dots, candy, drinks, anything else you can think of. Go see the Bodega Boys at the corner of College Hills and Millbrook for your post-game snack fix. Please tell them that Concho Sports Network crew sent you. So as the Hawks line up here, again, we talked about it, great way to open up the second half. Got back to what they do. They ran the veer. You know, their option and things they run off of that veer.
Absolutely.
Able to set up big drive after big drive to big, or sorry, big run, set it for a touchdown. Hawks are up 14-6.
Absolutely. I mean, don't get away from it. It's like Novocaine. Eventually it will pay off for you.
So now interesting how Mason responds. Again, they didn't necessarily move the ball on the ground as well as they wanted to, but they hit a couple big plays and took advantage of some Hawk field position by the turnovers that they had. Pierce Jamison kicking off.
So now the key is, let's see how Mason comes back after half and what they're...
Uh-oh.
What a kick. It hits at the 1-yard line and just kind of sits there. What a... Man, that's a huge hit by Briggs Jones right there to bring him down around the 15-yard line.
You couldn't design that anymore. That's like hitting your hybrid into the green and it's just checking up in front of the hole. And so,
absolutely, and it just rolls back and then rolls forward.
Back. And so fantastic and smart play by the Mason puncher to be able to pick it up and get it back to the 15-yard line. At least I was kind of worried he might just forget about it back there. But 1st and 10 for the Mason punchers. So far, so good on the start of the second half for the Wall Hawks. Let's see what adjustments Mason might have to kind of counter Wall's offense.
All right, so with 4:52 left in the 3rd quarter, Mason takes over. So once again, that was a 7-minute drive by the Wall Hawks is what you want to do, chew up some clock. Little slip screen out to the number 1 receiver, and that's going to be good for 8 yards to bring up a 9 yards for a 2nd and 1.
Yeah, that's our big tight end, number 29, Brody Comey. Talked about earlier, he was open on some plays, but the ball just ended up sell high. But quarterback right there, Ivan Wofford, just put it in his chest, got blockers out in front, able to pick up 9 yards. So something, a little of that slip screen we didn't see necessarily earlier, or we just didn't see it completed earlier, so I don't remember it. But a great little start there for Mason punchers.
Yeah, they only ran it one time in the first half, and it was thrown over his head. That one, he's dialed that down. So they're just going to outside zone or toss right here on 2nd and 1 to bring up a first down. He's going to get about 3 yards on the play.
And you see that physicality by the Wall defense and speed. They're getting bodies on bodies. Looks like number 32, Hunter Bradley on the tackle.
You know, and that's,
oh, sorry, that's the wrong team, wrong roster there.
That's Will Shear on the tackle and Matthew King on the carry.
So it gets darker in here. It's harder to see these sheets. 1st and 10 for Mason. 3:55 left in the third quarter.
They'll come out to a split tight look here. Looks like Wall's going to pressure. I do believe that's King again on the carry.
Yeah, quick little play there. Like Ryan Todd is what it looks like on that.
Yeah.
Catch the Hawks in the shift.
That's going to be Ryan Andrews on the tackle right there after he gains about 8 yards. So Mason's coming out and going right at him.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, they're running right at that speed. Set up a 2nd and 2 for the punchers.
Now they're going to spread it out, it looks like, a little bit on 2nd and 2. Throw a slant that's going to be caught by Comer.
Yeah, great throw and catch. And so this is part of that offense we did not see the first half. The ability to be able to have a passing game, and so a little bit of variation. You know, talked about changes at halftime. They tried this the first half, just didn't complete it. But now 2 for 2 on their throwing attempts.
Right. You know, and now Mason's starting to mix things up a little bit after they've established a little bit of a run. It's opening up some little short, quick passes.
1st and 10 for the punchers on their own 46-yard line.
Wall's going to pressure again on the inside, and Mason runs just a little outside zone right there for another, looks like 6 yards to bring up 2nd and 4 with 2:23 left to go in the game.
You know, and he mentioned that little change of pace and things for the Masons offense. That starts getting you almost to a guessing game. You can start completing the pass and getting the run, and that's tough. We talked about it being physically draining if you're trying to stop the run the entire time. But when that ball's in the air, and especially, at a 3A, 2A level match, that can cause some extra pressure.
It also makes you start second-guessing yourself on what pressures you want to run as a defensive coordinator.
Great play there by the Wall Hawks. Number 32, Will Shear on the tackle.
That's Will Shear filling an alley really quick. Watch this. It opens up right inside of 65, and he just tracks that ball so well.
Yeah, the Texas Bank instant replay, you see him and Logan Thomas on the tackle. Great play there by the Hawks. Again,
Absolutely.
A little bit. First negative play. They almost pretty much got their line of scrimmage back they've had so far in this drive. I see 2nd on the play there, but it should be 3rd down.
So Mason's going to come out and spread with a trips look here. They're going to throw just a 5-yard stop along sideline, and he's going to get enough for a first down with to the 41 to set up another first down with 1:12 left in the third.
Yeah, Wofford to Comey, sir, that's 3 completions rolling this drive. They tried to earlier for it again. Big old 6'4" target. We are giving him a lot of space over there. Backing off 5 yards, ball snapper backpedaling 5 yards. So it is allowing for some easier just throw and catch. We'll see if any adjustments come out of that as this drive continues, or maybe the next drive they have a chance to talk about it. But 1st and 10 for the Mason punchers now on the Wall's 41-yard line.
Well, to me, you adjust to short passes with coverage.
Able to extend that out.
That's a pretty good job by, I want to say, it looked like Luke Kemp over there. I may be wrong.
22, Ryan Andrews helped set the edge and kind of force that back in.
Yeah, that was Ryan Andrews that extended that play out. That was a really good job by him. You're exactly right.
Gang full of Hawks there on the tackle. Set up a 2nd and 10. So as a fan, I'm watching, I'm kind of excited. We're getting a little offenses opening up. We're moving down the field. It's not just quite, 3 and out. And so we'll see how this continues on.
You see a little urgency by Mason because the clock is ticking at 31 seconds right now. They're going to try to hit a post with Comey, and it's a little bit long.
Yeah, a little long there. Took a shot play. Pretty decent coverage, but if that ball was placed with a little bit more touch, chance to run into it. That might have been 6 there for the punchers.
They've been running some outside, and then they hit a boot right there. And kind of had a step on them, just a little bit too far. So 28 seconds remaining in the third.
3rd and 10 here for the punchers. Yeah, this is a down and distance that the Hawk defense will definitely definitely enjoy.
Got a tight end open, number 3 right there. He's going to run a little out.
Oh.
That's the biggest thing with this guy is all about containing him, and they do that. There's going to be looks like a holding penalty, but I would decline that, I would think, and keep.
And take the sack where you can.
Yeah, take that about almost 20-yard drop, or that 20-yard QB sack right there.
I think that's when the entire crowd called that holding call along with the official on that, and so unless I'm surprised by something, which again, sometimes you're just surprised by what might be called. Like I said, I expect that to be declined. Set up a long 4th down and a much-needed stop for the Hawks.
You know, and all this is happening with 17 seconds left to go in the third.
It's a pretty fast third quarter.
Absolutely.
You know, like I said, you got running by the Wall Hawks, you got running by Mason. We also have completions by the punchers as well.
The call is holding against the punchers.
Wait, why is it?
It should be where the sack was, though.
It's where this.
I'm not understanding the placement of the ball right now.
If he was sacked, it wasn't an incomplete pass.
Right, he was brought down. He didn't throw the ball.
Well, that's one that I don't fully get.
And you can see Slaughter right now giving the call to his guys while he's also trying to tell the officials what is happening here.
The officials are going to miss on that one. As they watch this replay tomorrow, they're going to be wondering the same thing we did, and might get that apology to the coaches on that. But 4th and 10 for Mason, a great opportunity for him.
They're going to throw a comeback, and it's going to be caught. So all of a sudden, that sack in 18 yards is kind of a big deal, guys, because that keeps this play going with 12 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, big play there, 12 seconds left. Mason might let this go down to the quarter. If it does, I'm assuming the Hawk coaches will probably talk to the official out there and kind of figure out what in the world happened for it.
And we'll talk about it up here at the quarter change. But once again, it's 12 seconds left, 1st and 10.
It went out of bounds. The clock's not running, yeah.
That's a good hard run right there. He breaks one tackle, and then Pepper tells him to sit down.
2 seconds left, so that'll get us into the third quarter. Don't know how that was, but gave a lifeline to the Mason Punchers there. 14-6. Hawks are up. We'll start the fourth quarter here in a few seconds. We'll jump to a quick commercial break and then come right back to us.
First Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa is a giant of a credit card. With great low rates, no annual fee, no balance transfer fee, and even a rewards option, First Community's Platinum Visa is the card for you. With security as a high priority, you can lock your card in case it's lost, stolen, or just to limit its use. So be smart, bank smart with First Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa.
Cotton farming in the Concho Valley, that's risky business. Specializing in crop insurance and serving local family farmers for over 15 years, Oasis Crop Insurance understands those risks firsthand. That's why year in and year out, from the first seed you plant to the last boll you harvest, Oasis Crop Insurance is your risk management partner.
Oasis Crop Insurance, service from paradise.
All right, we are back. It is the fourth quarter. Mason Punchers have the ball. Second down.
2nd and 4, and they're going to run a little slant right there, and Comey cannot hold on to it.
Yeah, a little out in front. Gave Allen a chance to kind of knock that down for it. And so, good stop there. 3rd down. Pretty accurate pass, a little out in front.
Allen might have got a little bit of a hand on that ball. It's now 3rd and 4 from the 24 as we start the fourth quarter.
3rd down here. Again, Hawks are up 14-6 if you just joined us. Like I said,
Mason's going to come out in a tight formation here. Running the boot.
Little pressure in his face, caused a wide throw. Good job by the Hawks there. It was somewhat covered, but there were some open people there that Mason could have taken advantage of, but sets up a 4th and 4.
Yeah, his last key on that, his last read might have had a step, but good job by Wall putting a little pressure on him. That's going to bring up a 4th and 4 right here.
So big stop, big play here for the Hawks. They can get the stop. They kind of keep that momentum in their favor. If Mason's able to get another one here, it kind of gives their hopes here to kind of catch up.
Mason's going to come out in a trip split gun look here. Just a sprint out pass. And that's going to be way, the quarterback and the receiver had a little miscommunication. The receiver was running on a flag, and the quarterback threw a seam route.
Yeah, it looked like they're trying to stick something on the inside, maybe force out the pressure, rolling to your left, kind of come back up the seam. But, hey, great stop by the defense. We still don't know what happened on that call earlier.
That's one I think everybody in the stadium's wondering about on that. It was 3rd and 10 with about a 15-yard sack, and they put the ball back on the original line of scrimmage. So with the holding call, so if they take the holding call, it would have went to 3rd and 20. So obviously they declined it to go to 4th down. Why it went back to the original line of scrimmage, we don't know, but here's the Hawks again.
We keep talking about it. Great run there for the Hawks. Almost to the point where Coach Guy probably just said, well, I'll just take the penalty then and move it back 10 yards.
Yeah,
it was just an odd series of play
there. Whoa, that's why we declined it, was to get it 4th down and 20.
So setting up a 2nd and 7 there for the Hawks. A good little tough run. And we mentioned earlier where they kind of came back out the second half is just getting back in the habit of doing what they normally do. We're able to march down the field. The biggest thing, though, is that ball kept popping out. Hawks got to make sure they take care of it.
Absolutely, so 2nd and about 6 here. I'm just going to hand it off to Pepper. He's going to gain maybe a yard.
Yeah, set him about a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. Again, it's a big play. We keep saying that a lot, but I think a lot of plays that people go back and look at to figure out what kind of changed the game. If Mason can get a stop here, we started seeing their offense click, right there in that into that 3rd quarter, into the 4th forward. And so this is a big play for both teams.
Which kind of emulates the first half as well.
Yeah, opening series, walking out and scoring, and all things starting to settle down.
I like the toss here. That's a big hit by number 2 from Mason on the sideline. Frankie Bali on Canyon McCabe. I like the idea of tossing it out of that formation.
Yeah, it was there, but they just had that safety come down, able to force Canyon more wider than he wanted to be. But setting up a 4th down for the Hawks, 10:23 left to go in the 4th quarter. Good punt again.
He's going to get a little bit of a return on this if he can get that edge, and he
Great
cannot get around the corner.
Number 12, Ryan Todd on the return. He will be taken down by number 23.
That's going to be Barbie, the freshman, is the one that finally gets him down along that corner, and if he doesn't, he may go for another 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, we've mentioned his name quite a few times here, but 10-12 left to go. Wall is up 14-6 over the Mason Punchers. Mason does have the ball coming out. Here again, going left to right on the screen.
See, now Wall doesn't have an edge player over here. That's why the back was open immediately. He's going to open that ball up, and it could be anybody's.
Now, that was great offensive coverage. Unless it's
I'm curious what they're going to call right here, because that was really a pretty good job by both.
And we're going after
when you
the
get
ball.
a 50-50 like that, they're going to call defensive pass interference.
Yeah, and that's one of those. They're both going for the ball. They're both jumping for it. There's no pushing involved.
Well, even on the break by the receiver, and the receiver broke because it was underthrown.
Yeah.
So this is the second one that's got me questioning what's going on, because that was really good coverage, and you got 2 players that are both reacting to an underthrown ball.
Yeah. That's, again, it's part of the game. You have the human nature into it. It can be frustrating, and you always tell your kids, coaching-wise, you just got to keep playing through it.
So it's 10:04. It looks like they're going to set up another screen, and Wall didn't fall for it right there, and he had to throw it in the dirt.
Yeah, Logan Thomas did a great job reading that play. You know, that screen has been there. The first time we've kind of picked that up. Probably something they talked about at halftime, too, another emphasis of it that we're showing here in the fourth quarter. 9:59 left to go, 2nd and 10 for the Punchers. We mentioned it a few times, but what a great night for football. What a great football game, 14-6 between two programs
absolutely.
that have a lot of history of winning.
Come out and trips again with the tight end, running another out, trying to single up. And that's going to be way overthrown. Once again, I think the receiver and the quarterback were on two different pages.
Yeah. You know, for the most part, too, coverage-wise, we've had a body or somebody in that position. There's been some great catches, things of that nature for it, but we're getting the coverage on the back end. We have seen pressure from the defensive front for the Hawks as well. Help to kind of throw some errant passes here and there. But a 3rd and 10 now for the Punchers.
Absolutely. You know, Wofford is like I said a couple times tonight, he's a shifty, really good quarterback extending plays. So they're doing a pretty good job of keeping him contained and keeping him off balance a little bit. So that time he finds a drag coming across the middle of the field, which I think it might be the greatest route in football.
It's a great one. That's a catch by Hunter Goodwin there from Mason. Gets the big first down on 3rd down.
You know, it's not dragging from the other side of the field. It's really a 10-yard out, but it's by a tight end in the middle of the field that looks very much like a
cross
drag.
in it.
So we're down to 9:30 and some change in the game.
Yeah, big completion there for the Hawks. Sorry, big completion there for the Punchers there, setting up here on 1st down.
Punchers are driving here, down 14-6. And it
should have been intercepted.
Had
there.
a chance
Briggs.
of being picked, and we're in cover 3 right there, and that safety read it. And
yeah, Briggs Jones made a play on it, but that'll be one that he's going to want back.
That was Baez right there that made the jump on that pass. It looked like an 8.
You know, I like the call from Mason too. They hit that slip screen earlier.
Right.
They even had the numbers and bodies over there to that side, and just again, great play and great read by the safety.
Absolutely. You got to slip sucker, right? So they're just going to run it here for looks like about 8-9 yards.
Yeah, I set up a 3rd and 1. That's the play you see on the Texas Bank Instant Replay. The defenders for Hawks start backing up and pass. We talked about that earlier, how the completions of that can have you do it. It does allow it to kind of open up a little soft front and get 9 yards on the run.
Absolutely. We're now under 9 minutes, right under 9 minutes left in this game, with Mason facing a 3rd and 2.
And Hawks are up by 8, so somehow Mason can score, and it's a 2-point conversion. It's a tied ball game, and so big, that interception that they probably should have had. See how hole that looms up for us.
They're going to run a little comeback route, and that's going to be way over his head.
Yeah, and well covered too.
Ball's incomplete, intended for number 29.
Trying to see that.
I want to say that's Grayson Tanner over there on that coverage.
Yeah, it's a 20-something.
Mason Snowden.
No, that's Mason Snowden.
Shoot, yeah, just a 20 is what it was.
Yeah.
Great coverage on that. Even if it was a good throw, I think we'd had a good position for it. 4th and 2 for Mason. Big defensive stop here, hopefully for the Wall Hawks.
I'm surprised they didn't keep that play for their sideline. When the sideline was to the boundary.
Trying to get the Hawks to jump. Hawks don't move on the hard counts. Time out by the Mason Punchers. Again, as we keep going tonight, and we're watching this game and we're really into it, and so I do want to make sure I go back and talk about our sponsors. Again, just First Community Federal Credit Union, how thankful we are to them. Also, Shirts Landscape for their red zone and kickoff segments to it. Oasis Crop Insurance. Every time we get a first down for the Wall Hawks, we want to make sure we mention them as well. And also Texas Bake for the instant replay. We mentioned Pixelcast Media and how much they've done for us for the pregame, halftime, and postgame. Also, Angelo to go. Hope you found that food and got something to order tonight. Again, what a great night for football to be sitting here at the house, especially without a lot of games on. You can be able to check out. Also, College Hills Bodega, your place to go to for snacks afterwards. But again, I just want to thank everyone at Concho Sports Network for putting this on. There's apps that you can get onto to watch this as well. But a 4th and 2 with 8:31 to go.
And number 12 is going to have a first down and some more. He's going to rumble all the way down to about the 14-yard line, 13-yard line.
Big carry there, a complete line shift for the Hawks. I don't know a ton about hockey, but they've done a bunch of that. The Wall just subbed about 7 guys there after that first down. Inside the shirts, a red zone here. 1st and 10 for the Mason Punchers. Back and gun they have been for most of this series. Oh,
that's a big deal right there. That's a snap way over his head, and he's going to be good to jump back on that thing at the Hawk 36 now.
Yeah, that's a blessing there for the Hawks if you was talking about that. Now set a 2nd and long. Mistakes, turnovers, things that happen that can change games. That could have been a huge change right there for Mason.
Yeah, if Wall gets that ball, if they're able to jump on it. So Wofford did a good job to set up 2nd and a short drive to Eden with 25 yards here.
7:30 left in the game. We're here in the 4th quarter here in Wall America.
Just a small rollout, going to get the intermediate route there for 15 yards, and he's going to make a lot of that stuff back right there.
Yeah, great throw, great completion. You see on the Texas Bank Instant Replay. You can't quite see it, but we could. Jacoba in the outside, or 29 on the outside, working back into the middle. The defense secondary just kind of lost him in coverage. Yeah, for Brody Comey there, working back in an open spot. Wolford being patient in the pocket.
Right.
Kind of saw him pump a few times in there, and pressure stayed off, so good job for Mason. But 3rd and 11 now from the Walls 14-yard line.
So he's just going to go outside. He's going to try to get the corner, and he's going to gain about 8 yards here.
Yeah,
it's going to be really close to a first down.
Yeah, look like we're set about a 4th and short here. 4th and 3 is what it looks like. Big stop here. 6:28 in the game. Again, Hawks are up 14-6.
So there's basically 6:30 left on the clock. 4th and 3, or a long 3 for the Punchers.
I like the defensive call there for the Hawks. Called a timeout, want to talk about it. You know, my first thought, and I didn't want to put it out in the world there too, they run so much of that, just stretch left or stretch right, how you call it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if Wolford might pull it on one of these here, especially down towards the red zone. They got numbers, they got bodies, and they've done a great job kind of getting the ball to the running back. And so I'm sure those are the things Coach Slaughter's kind of talking about here in this timeout.
Right, I like where he called that timeout. You know, he let him show him the formation.
Yep.
So he can fight, you know, what you're talking about, just almost like a zone read, OZ read, and the quarterback keeps it, because there's been times over to the boundary, our outside backers sitting inside, and you've got the corner removed. There's nobody there now, especially on a zone read where they're flowing really fast and really hard. Nobody at home.
Well, 4th and 3, they're on the 6-yard line of the Hawks, 6:28 to go. Again, you got 2 traditionally rich programs that have done very well and very successful. Mason coming into the game is 4-1. Wall coming into the game is 3-1. And so this is just a great Friday night football game, and we still got 6:28 left to go. It's a different formation here from the Punchers before the timeout.
They changed up their formation a little bit here.
Oh, now that's not what Mason wanted out of a timeout. Wall will take it. The receiver for Mason ran, it looks like a hitch route, and Woodford, the quarterback, threw the corner route.
Yes.
And he's, especially in a timeout, you don't want those two things to kind of match up.
Yeah.
But Hawks will take the stop. 6:24 to go. Mason, I believe, has 2 timeouts left, which is showing on the board. Wall needs first downs, you know, and so even right now, you know, what's Coach Guy kind of talking to that offensive skill players? What's the conversation he's having with them, the offensive line as well?
The number one thing that you got to do right here is hold on to the daggum ball.
Yep.
With 6:28 and you're up at least one possession, you cannot give them the ball here. So I think we'd probably see them be a little bit conservative with their play calling, and probably telling them don't pitch unless it's just wide open.
You know, I heard I think it was Sarkeesian for Texas, which I'm not a Texas fan, but good luck to y'all who are. Make the comment. Listen, I think he was talking to Quinn Ewers at the time of Young. You're never going to be wrong if we're ending the drive with somebody kicking. So I'm talking about not an interception, not a fumble, whether we're kicking a field goal or extra point or we have to punt. We'd rather have that than some type of mistake.
Absolutely.
Good, tough run. I'm assuming that's Peppers back there. Carrying the field again.
That's going to be close to a first down. He's going to be about 2 yards shy.
Yeah, great, tough run. Yards after carry. Or yards after catch, but yards after contact here for the running back. I mean, takes the contact, 4, 5, 6 guys, gets another 6 yards on that. 3rd and 1. I wouldn't be surprised they go right back to him to make sure they get this key 3rd down conversion.
Once again, Mason's going to have big bubbles there.
That's not what they wanted. 5:06 to go. It looked like the block was there too. You just got to get a first down. 4:59 to go. The clock is ticking. Wall's punt team is coming out. We have seen the returner here. I'll make sure I get his name correctly for it. He's made some great returns.
That's
right, Todd.
Yeah,
and so he is not afraid to catch the ball. So coverage is going to be key here.
Yeah, I mean, they got to take care and hold up this front line, keep the pressure off the punter, let him go ahead and get one off. And he does.
Great
it's going to be a really good punt. Going backwards probably ain't a good idea. He's going to end up losing 4 yards from his original catch.
We talked about that. Great coverage, great team, special teams getting down there, you know, bottling them up like that. And like I said, might have lost a yard or two just from all that movement. He caught it on the 45. They gave him 2 yards. Oh, I'm sorry, caught the 45. They lost 3 yards off that catch for us. So, yeah, so great coverage, great special teams. If at home, I know you don't have the clock on y'all's screen, but there's 4:22 left for the Hawks. Mason's coming out. Again, 2 timeouts left. Wall's up 14-6. Didn't get that one first down they wanted, or I would say needed. Again, it keeps it a 1-score game here with 4:22 to go.
Got no edge player. And that's what we'll look at this replay here in a minute. That's 3 yards for the punchers. But this is what you were talking about. We shift in, and there's nobody on the screen towards you. All he's got to do is run that IZ and keep it, and there's nobody there.
You know, Coach, for I know some teams that's a read, someone's a call. I mean,
right.
Because like I said, if we're reading that should have been a pull all day.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say theirs is called, or he probably would have pulled it naturally.
2nd and 7 for Mason here, 3:45 on the clock.
They're going to go to a double tight ace look here.
Double move, a little hitch and go.
Pretty good coverage. We got a safety coming over the top in cover 2, and it's thrown a little bit short, which is even better for that safety in cover 2.
Yeah, great coverage there by the Hawks. Nobody bit on the hitch route.
Right, that's a really good job once again by the freshman to get over the top of that route.
The one thing I'm surprised, because we've seen him catch the ball so much, there he is, 29 out there. I knew, because of course the big tight end for him, Comey. You know, I didn't see him spread out or anything. That's usually have kind of their success throwing the ball. So 3rd and 7, he's spread out on this play now.
We got 3:35 left in this game.
Sprinting out away from Comey.
That's a really good job by the defensive end to stay outside.
Yes. 62 for the Hawks. It's not on the roster for it.
That is Justin Allen, who stayed outside right there.
Stayed out. Great pursuit by 57 and 55 coming in to make a play to it. Getting the sack. 3:11 on the clock. Great stop. 4th and about 17, 18.
Yes, sir. A short drive into town, right?
That's right.
A short drive to town.
That's right. Again, I said Comey's been their #1 guy, 29. They got the lead back on that side. Wouldn't be surprised some type of sprint out to him over there.
Got trips to the boundary here.
They call the timeout.
Timeout called by Mason.
You know, right there, and they've done it a few times. Wherever that back is, especially on the Comey side, I wouldn't be surprised. They'll sprint out to him, got the extra blocker with the running back in front of you. Again, things you're probably talking about during the huddle right now. You know, Slaughter's probably saying, hey, listen, Comey's by himself. We can cheat a safety over, maybe cheat a backer over. That way, you know, almost that bracket coverage is that the corner's not left on an island out there.
You know, I could also see him coming back to that sprint out and hitting that 10-yard out.
Yep.
Now, that time they had it set up to the boundary, but I can see them setting it up to the field, saying, whoa, 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 we got it on the wrong side, let's flip it. It would not surprise me to see them come out in trips to the field here.
So 2:51 left in the game. 4th and 17 is what we see on the scoreboard. And Wall is up 14-6. It's been a great football game, a defensive match overall with some big plays mixed in. Wall's looking for another defensive stop. Mason's looking for a big play. Now 29 Comey is in a tight end right now.
So they stayed with the trips to the boundary right here.
Trying to hit a seam route.
They're just running a bunch of verts.
Pepper, no harm, no foul. You save yourself about 30 yards on that, but it still wants that interception because that's going to look good on the highlight reel to it. But great stop by the Hawks. It'll be first down. Hold on to the ball with 2:45 left to go in the game.
But that right there, whether it was intended or not, that was a smart play because it was 4th and forever. He makes that interception there and doesn't make it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yep.
That's costing yardage. Now they're set up with really good field position with 2:45 left in the game.
And, you know, and Mason changed their formation, but again, I think the same thing is where's Comey at? You know, and they were, and 2 safeties were sitting on him waiting for him with the seam.
Yeah, I mean, they ran 3 verticals right into basically cover 2 right there. Well, it was cover 2, but, I mean.
Good 6-yard run, 2nd and 4. Now for the Hawks, they're going to try to bleed this clock all the way down. Coach Guy's talking to Dillard, probably telling him most likely don't snap it unless it's below 5 seconds. Don't break the huddle unless we're below 20.
Absolutely. And closer to 10.
Yep. 2:12 on the clock and clicking down. We just ran toss right. We just tried to see toss left. Mason's loading the box. And we fumbled the ball.
We got a fumble exchange, and Mason just got the ball. Fumble on the exchange between the center and the quarterback, and now Mason jumps on it. They capitalize with 2:02 left on the clock, down by 1 possession. Now they've got to go 70 yards or 69 yards to try to tie this thing up.
Yeah, and I know fans at home are probably getting frustrated and all that. You know, those kids work on that stuff all the time. That's never an intention to it. It's just happening. It happens to be happening tonight on Friday night of a football game on homecoming.
I can tell them exactly what they're seeing is they've got a nose guard over the center that they haven't had most games. Peaster they did, but the first 3 games of the season they did not have because they were running an even front. So Wofford's going to extend and throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
Great pressure by the Hawks there. Number 79, David Thompson there on the play. 61 as well. And like I said, 61 I don't have on the roster. 62 I don't, but great coverage, great pressure. And on the back end, you can't see on the Texas Bank Instant Replay, but great coverage in the secondary as well. Again, they were finding Comey on that kind of drag route, looking for him coming across the middle.
And that was a heads-up snaggers by Landon Bills on the sideline right there. I know the crowd seemed to like it.
Yeah, that was a nice catch.
So they're just going to run a GT right here, just a regular counter to number 12, and he's finally going to get brought down by Ryan Allen about the 46-yard line of the Hawks.
And sure tackling Hawks there, missed the tackle to probably got another 10 or 15 yards. 1:47 left here in the 4th quarter, 14-6. Mason has 1 timeout. The clock is stopped for the first down. They called him out of bounds as well, too. 1 play is all it takes for the punches there to kind of equalize this game.
And when you saw that replay, that was a corner doing what you can't do, which is get right in the middle of a person. You got to keep outside contained.
As always, find Comey. There's the pressure.
There's a pressure.
Pick it up,
again.
pick it up, pick it up.
And I think they're going to call that incomplete pass, but he got hit hard when he turned the corner
Texas
by
Bank,
Justin Allen.
Yeah, Texas Bank instant replay there. You see it. He turns in, and Hello just takes the shot on it.
Flag on the play.
Intentional groundings, I'm assuming what the call is going to be.
And it needs to be intentional grounding because it never made it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and no one was around for it.
No. Yep, they finally got the right call.
Call is intentional grounding against the Hunters.
So it's a loss of down if you're tracking at home. 1:40 still left on the clock. Setting up, looks like a second and a forever.
Looks like 2nd and 27. They've been there a few times tonight and somehow escaped it.
You mentioned it earlier, the great pressure, about that wall, of setting that edge, having him turn back in.
Just keep him contained.
Keeping it contained, not letting him get out and run. There's the screen. Great hands again. Set 61 there for the Wallhawks.
That's also Will Shear hanging around that screen, ready to make that play. That's going to be 3rd and 27 now.
61.
So great play, and again, we've seen a couple of those plays. That's as good as a sack if you're knocking the ball down. I know the sack's a big play. We all know and recognize things like that, but if you can't get to them or you recognize that, making that play is huge. So 3rd and forever. It says 33 on the board. 1:36 to go. Right now you got 1:36. They got, 63 yards to the end zone. Our old joke was you can go 62, but you can't go 63.
Right. I mean, they started off needing to go 69, so that pass is going to be off the hands going out of bounds, but that would have been a gain of 3 yards.
Yeah, setting up a 4th and 33.
And now you're in a situation, there ain't a whole lot of play cards for 4th and 33.
No, and the biggest thing on the defensive side of it is, listen, hey, if they do catch it, just catch it, make the tackle.
Right.
No big play, no break, no missed tackles, nothing over the top. Just be disciplined and keep it in front of you.
And what you're telling the defense right now, one, they're finally backing their secondary up to about 5 yards in front of a first down. And you got to tell them, look, wherever that ball is, bat it down.
Yep.
Don't let it get it out of the air.
Hawks take the timeout, looking like Coach Slaughter wants to talk to the defense. I saw maybe switching a couple of guys. You might even see maybe a prevent style defense here at 4th and 33. Get some guys off the field. But 1:32 to go. And again, as we kind of keep wrapping this up, definitely want to thank all of our sponsors again tonight. First Community Federal Credit Union, Insurance Landscape, Oasis Crop Insurance, and Texas Bank, along with Pixel Media, San Angelo to Go, and College Hills Bodega. And so, again, been a fun night for football, but we kind of talked about it, the game. Mistakes, turnovers can keep things closer, can change the game. Wall's done that many a times tonight, and their defense has held up, pretty much the entire time.
Wall's giving them some options tonight, putting the ball on the ground, and I mean, you don't, as a coach, you don't ever want to see 4 turnovers that could have easily been 7 turnovers.
Shoot, Ted, they go across the board. Yeah, it could be 7, almost to 9 turnovers if they would have got every one of them.
Right now in this situation with 132, 4th and 33, they've got their back line at the first down line, and they need them there. But the big deal is don't intercept it, don't do anything, knock it down.
Nothing over the top. We'll take the interception down. There you go. They got tipped up, and I got a little bit worried.
But once again, that's not what you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't pick it, knock it down, because if you pick it and all of a sudden it's a fumble, you just give them a new set of downs.
No, 100%.
And now you've got it back on your end of the field, a messed up exchange between your center, which we've already seen, gets them in good field position. You'd rather have them to keep having to go 60 yards. So
I'll say they'll take it, though, if anything. At least we're on and it's over for it. But I hear what you're saying, Coach.
I would take it, but I would be talking to the young man at some point, coaching him up on why he really needed to just bat that ball down.
Well, 1:19 left in the game. Wall is up 14-6. They have the ball. Mason does have 1 timeout. I believe if somebody has a special chart probably up here in the press box, they're saying you have enough time just to take the knee, coach, regardless of the timeout they have.
Because if they can pull out of this one, you never know when that situation raises its head again. that you want to be spot on.
The greatest formation we have, the victory formation.
Once again, he moves around back there just to kill a little more time because they do have one timeout. They're going to elect not to take it, which is, I mean, it's just futile at that point.
Like I said, great night for the Hawks. 55 seconds left on the clock. And like I said, it's a tough game. You know, it was a tough matchup. You know, we coming out here with a victory. Like I said, you couldn't ask anything better for Wall, especially on a homecoming evening. It just is a little bit better to get that win, too, especially on homecoming.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you get a win between a quality opponent like Mason, it's always a good feeling.
Timeout called by the punchers.
You know, and Wall intentionally, and Mason as well, intentionally schedule really good teams to get themselves ready for district, and that's where both of these teams are headed, is to their district, and I'm sure both of them will do exceptionally well in it.
No, absolutely. And you talk about those schedules, and sometimes as Wall fans, you know, why are we having to go travel to Peachtree or play wherever? If I'm a coach, I don't want to schedule Wall. Like I said, you know, it's a tough matchup, but like Wall, they want to go find those good teams. You know, they need that. They got to prepare them for it. Because, again, their district is probably not been as strong or as tough as it was the last 2 years.
Right.
So getting these games in prep now, and you still got to go win them. That's not just a given to you, but it can help you prepare yourself getting into that playoff scenario coming up. I mean, you still got to take care of your business to get there. When you start playing those good quality teams in playoffs, especially that second, third round, and a chance to get past them. But, you know, and we'll talk about here after the game, you know, things that we saw, things that they did well at. But there's 33 seconds left. Mason did take their final timeout.
Wall's going to close it out right here on this final snap.
I'm sure Mason was telling them, hey, guys, I don't need anything extra. Just let them take the knee and let's move on for it.
Right. Once again, that's a classy move after what looked like something chippy. And, you know, you can't. And he fumbles the center's exchange, and Mason has the ball.
Wow. You know.
28 seconds, and I hate to be the soothsayer, but I go back to what I was talking about just a minute ago with the interception.
Geez, well, you know, I said honestly probably Mason's timeout was more of, hey, listen, they fumbled the snap 3 or 4 times. Let's just go get after it and see what happens, and it paid off for him. So great job by Coach over there. 28 seconds. It is not done. It is not over. Mason has the ball on the 28-yard line, 14-6 with 28 seconds to go. Wall's got to rear up, play some defense here. Again, 1 play, 2 plays, that's all they need. No timeouts from Mason, though. Wall takes their timeout. Let's control the situation.
Well, the biggest thing, that's a sudden change for Wall. Wall was already starting to celebrate, and now they've got to refocus them back.
Yep.
Hey, we've got 28 seconds and we got to play ball here, and you know they're going to take some shots down the field.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, we were celebrating 2 up here, thinking, oh, you know.
It's a done deal.
I don't blame Mason, though. You know, again, that's a smart decision, and we've bobbled the snap on our side, and
as you look at that,
they saw it the play before, then boom, here we go again for it.
Yes, sir. So.
Well, 28 seconds. This is not how you want to draw up to finish it out, but.
Well, I mean, it's just like last year's game between Mason and Wall. It goes down to the last minute, and tonight's no different.
This is why I think myself, I've had so much gray hair as a coach, because of moments like this, all you want to do is go enjoy your evening. You've done well, but all right, they backed up. They're bracketing up 29. They're not letting them front free.
They're going to flat tackle the defensive end up there.
They got holding call, looks like.
So that's going to kill some clock and make them lose yardage here.
You saw a change there, too, by the secondary for the Hawks. They walked out. I don't know if it's – I'm looking at the text against the replay. They walked out one of the linebackers. They're doubling up Comey there on the outside edge.
Right. They took Shear out there with Comey.
Wouldn't let it an easy throw to him. Again, where's Comey? It's kind of like, where's Waldo? Find out where he is and help out.
They're just trying to get an over-under player on Comey. They're going to have to – if Mason is going to have to look at possibly Goodwin, that tight end, if they're going to walk a linebacker out, That's got to open up a tight end.
6 seconds went off the clock, so 22 seconds left, a 1st and 20 on the 38. Nothing over the top. If they catch the ball, just make a tackle. They're doubling up Comey again. They're walking out backers.
They're just man free and everybody.
There's the pressure
right now.
again we've seen. Get down, get down, get down. There it is. Now, let's get a snap and try and get out of here. We might, Coach, you got a shotgun maybe? I mean, I know spread teams do that. They don't go under center to take a knee just half the time. They're not used to doing it. But if I'm Mason again here, great interception, by the way. Don't want to pass that up. But
now, that interception he needed to make.
Yep.
You know, for sure.
Yeah.
So Briggs Jones with the interception. He's also the one, by the way, that intercepted the long bomb earlier off the deflection. So he made the right choice on this one for sure. And now if Wall can get the exchange, this game is done. And it looks like they
got it. Oh, thank goodness. Well, 9 seconds. The clock is running down. Exciting night. But we will take a commercial break, then come out back and do our Pixel Cast post-game show to wrap everything up tonight.
Patriotic.
Innovative.
Dependable.
Family values.
Faith.
Trustworthy.
Ethical.
Community minded.
Loyalty.
Honesty.
Diverse.
Friendly. Committed. Punctual.
Customer service.
These are the values on which we built Bug Express.
Mom, we are honored to carry on your legacy.
Established in 1927, Schertz Landscape Company is as well rooted in the Texas soil as the nursery stock we grow and sell. Since the beginning, our knowledgeable landscape professionals have been here to keep your yard thriving, rain or shine. At Schertz, we believe in keeping our nursery stocked with quality products that flourish in the conditions we live in. We call the Concho Valley home, and you can trust us to have the answers for your project, big or small. When quality counts, you can depend on Schertz.
At VGI Technology, our mission is to connect and protect our communities using innovative technologies while providing an exceptional customer experience. Everyone on our team took part in creating this mission statement, and everyone on our team is committed to stand by every word. So for your home and office internet, security, cameras, and smart technology, call on your neighbors at locally owned VGI. VGI, to connect and protect.
Welcome back. We are the Pixelcast Media post-game show. Again, first of all, just thank you to all of our sponsors tonight. Thank you for y'all that have been watching from home. The Hawks get a 14-6 win over the Mason Punchers. That improves Wall's record to 4-1 and Mason's record to 4-2 as they started getting ready for district play. Coach, we'll talk about it here in a little bit. But, you know, starting off the second half, Wall comes down and takes the score. That's the only score of the second half. But it was not clean by any means, the second half to it. Made it really interesting at the end. But, Coach, what's kind of your thoughts here as we kind of wrap up the evening?
Well, I think you just said it best. Wall did what they needed to do. They came back and they were who they are. They ran the flex bone, they ran the midline, the veer, and they just kept switching it up from inside to outside, which is who they are.
Nope.
And then they even threw in a boot there just to keep them honest. But the big concern for Wall tonight, I think, is the turnovers. Now, you got to give Mason credit for that because Mason caused some of those just by flat hitting them.
Yep.
You know, and then some of them, like the quarterback to running back exchange, that's something that they'll work on for sure going forward. The biggest concern is the center to quarterback exchange because you're going to see other people play a nose, and you got to be able to handle that.
No, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if people watching this film, if they didn't have maybe a four-man front, didn't necessarily put somebody over the center, they might adjust when they play the Hawks now, putting somebody over the center just because of
just
that.
as a change-up. Yep. and being quick to hit the center. But that's something that they're going to have to address or look at for sure because it happens once, that's okay. It happens twice, now you start seeing a problem. But once again, give Mason credit because they're the ones creating that.
Yep.
For the punchers, heck of a football squad. They've got things that they've got to iron out too. Their quarterbacks and receivers look like they weren't on the same page at times tonight, but excellent job by them. You got to love these games because you got two really, really good physical teams that make each other better. And Mason made Wall better tonight, and I think because they exposed some things, and I think Wall made Mason better tonight by exposing some stuff as well.
I think we both saw when things are clicking how good both these teams can be, but both the areas they need to work on. That's what you want in a good non-conference for it. We're going to go look at some scores, just update everyone kind of what we have around the area, then we'll wrap it up here. Rock Spring is beating Center Point 62-14. Erie Encounter is beating Lakey 61-6. Anson is now beating Colorado 60-65-2. Somebody must have changed that score. Cisco has beat Winters 60-6. Robert Lee beating Bryant 24-6. McCamey is over Sterling City 32-22. Menard, the big lead over Nueces Canyon 72-13. El Dorado beating Water Valley 34-12. And then again, the game tonight. Not many games going on. A couple of the ones I see, I'm trying to look at my schedule. Lakeview Chiefs are down to Midland Greenwood 24-6.
The only other two that I'd mentioned earlier, Brock ended up leaving Peaster a little bit. It's late in the third. Brock's up 35-7. And the Abilene High game, Tascosa is beating Abilene High 35-14.
Well, and a wonderful night for football. Great weather, great entertainment. Congratulations to the homecoming, to all the fans and the families and the band and the administrators and cheerleaders and everything else. What a fun night. I think we're back here again next Friday, if my memory keeps me correct. If not, it'll be the Friday after that. But we'll get close to starting district play coming up, and so a great evening for the Wall Hawks. Again, I'm Chad Curry, and I'm with Coach Larry Holscher. We thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.